Hi, this is Craig Stocks here for PiMagic Studio, and Dr. Christian Sase and I are excited to announce version 2.4 is now available with some nice updates, especially for you Mac users. So just very briefly, the big news is no more need to restart PixInsight to protect memory on Mac. We're using the new RC Astro command line interface. We're using it right now on Mac only. There are still some issues that need to be worked out with Windows. So in the future, we'll be converting Windows to use the new command line interface as well. For now, though, it's just on Mac. It does have a greatly improved mosaic workflow. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. We also include a more robust activation process. I know some users have had problems with activation, and there are miscellaneous usability improvements. Installation is real straightforward. You'll just update, actually your repository should update automatically. If you've been using one of the beta versions of 2.3, be sure to change your URL from the beta back to the normal PixInsight.PiMagicStudio.com. And once you have updated through the repository, open the Tools tab in PiMagic, and you get to that by unclicking the Smart option, and then click on the Tools tab, and then click on Install Plugin to install the new version of AstroMagic. That way, AstroMagic and PiMagic will be in sync. And on Mac only, you do need to install the RC Astro command line interface tool. It's real straightforward. There's very detailed instructions on the RC Astro website, but just in general what you'll do is log into your account and go to your account and licenses page. And on that page, if you look down at the bottom, you'll see the RC Astro CLI. Sometimes it's referred to as standalone, sometimes it's referred to as CLI. They mean the same thing. First, go over to the right and click on whichever operating system you're using, Mac, Windows, or Linux, and that will download the installation package, and then you may need to go to your downloads folder and actually run that installer package. Next is you need to come back to this page and click on Activate Products. What that's going to do is copy a set of commands into your copy and paste buffer. Then go back to your computer and open a command or a terminal window and simply paste those activation commands into the terminal and press enter, and that will run the commands that will activate the licenses. The tools that it uses here are a completely different set than what's used in PixInsight, but it does not use a license activation. It will just use either your PixInsight or Photoshop license that you already have activated initially, and it will activate the command line interface. I say no additional cost and no additional license consumed. And again, you can do this on Windows. There's still some problems with the way it works on Windows. But it works real well on Mac, and so if you're using a Mac, you'll definitely need to do this in order to continue using PiMagic version 2.4. Our goal, of course, is to help beginners and experts both. Beginners quickly can get overwhelmed with the complexity of astro processing. It's also we have found there's a lot of people who love astrophotography but just haven't really bonded with post-processing. And there are a number of experts who just want to work more efficiently, and they don't want limitations imposed on them, but they don't want to sit at the computer and press the same button over and over. And that's where PiMagic automation really helps. The complete astro processing workflow can be quite convoluted and complex with a lot of repetitive steps, and our guiding principle is to simplify. So our main interface in PixInsight, when you open PiMagic in PixInsight, it's just a single small pane with just a couple of inputs, primarily what folders or what files do you want to process, where do you want the output, and a quick filter check just to make sure that it's properly interpreting your filter names. And you'll find as you use the system, it learns the filter names, so most of the time you'll just click filter check, quickly glance at it and then click OK. And once the start button, I should say, turns green, then you're ready to go. And that will create the files that you can then load into Photoshop using AstroMagic. So our philosophy, like I said, is fewer buttons are better buttons. We want to minimize complexity, and for the most part, we want to hide the complexity inside the code so that we have a simple user interface. And as a result of that design philosophy, you'll see that very few of the changes in version 2.4 are actually visible in the user interface. Most of it is hidden under the hood, with one exception, which I'm going to talk about now. If you recall, in version 2, we greatly expanded to be able to handle nightscapes, and it really does a beautiful job with nightscapes, either individual frames or multiple frames. These are single frames. Here's a comparison of the same scene with just one frame versus with 5 frames. And PiMagic really doesn't care. It can process the data either way. There's some slight improvements in the image using multiple frames, but the processing then does become more complex. So let's talk a little bit more about mosaics. There are 2 types of mosaics that are handled in PiMagic Studio. Deep space mosaics, such as the rosette on the left, and nightscapes or landscape panoramas, which is what we can see on the right. And it turns out that these work best with 2 different mosaic assembly methods, and that's the one change that you'll see in the user interface. That the startup is basically the same. You load all the files into the input source. It will usually pick up the object name. The output directory typically doesn't change. When you do your filter check, it will ask if it's a mosaic, and you can confirm yes if it is in fact a mosaic. And when you come to the filter check panel, you see there's a new dialog or a new drop down on the right hand side where it asks about alignment. Now the default will change based on what your inputs were on the initial panel. So in this case, this is a deep space, so it's going to default to mosaic by coordinates. Now if I had selected landscape as the option, or if it had automatically detected that this was a landscape image and checked that box for me, then I would have different options, or it would default to the standard mode instead of to the mosaic by coordinates mode. And most of the time I think you'll find that it's going to automatically select the correct alignment methodology. So after that, everything else is the same. You process the data, you click on Import Folder in AstroMagic. The imported files look the same way, so the start's the same, the end is the same. There's one additional drop-down menu on the filter check, and other than that, mosaics now are streamlined and should work better than they did in version 2.3 or earlier versions. Here's an example of a 3-panel mosaic of the Ro-Ophiuchi region. Here's a 6-panel mosaic of the Seder region. You can see on the right how the panels overlap. And here's kind of our torture test. Here's a 12-panel mosaic using 2 filters, just a plain RGB, just a clear glass filter, and a dual narrowband. So there's actually 24 panels that have to be aligned and blended together to make everything work in a resulting image of 22,000 by 27,000 pixels, and PiMagic and AstroMagic handle this with no problem. I've talked about nightscape mosaics using a different kind of assembly method, and that's where you'll notice if you've loaded a nightscape, in this case it was 4 panels, by default it's going to choose standard mode, and this is just showing with the drop down open the 2 options that you can choose. One interesting point, if you look at the panes, there's pane 1, pane 2, pane 4, and pane 5. So the pane numbering does not have to be consecutive. And it assembles the mosaic with these 4 panels just fine with no problem. And so the input and the output are just the same, with one exception. When you do deep space mosaics, you're going to want to use that for typically telephoto or telescope type images. These are going to be aligned in PixInsight using mosaic by coordinates, but then it's still blended in Photoshop because the blending tools in Photoshop are just so much better than they are in PixInsight. And because everything else is still the same in terms of the workflow, star removal, annotations, all of the features that you're used to are still in place for deep space mosaics. The landscape panoramas don't work real well using mosaic by coordinates. They work much better. They look much more natural when you use a panorama arrangement. And here it works much better to align and blend the images in Photoshop. So that's what PiMagic and AstroMagic do. As a result of the fact that the mosaic is never assembled inside PixInsight, you don't have the annotations and you don't have the star removal. Now, if you have StarNet or if you have Star Exterminator installed as a Photoshop plugin, you can certainly remove the stars and still have a starless workflow. You can even save this as a TIFF and reload it back into PiMagic to run it through just for star removal. But I find that star removal really isn't that important for nightscape panoramas. Generally the stars are already pretty small and it works fine with the stars embedded in the sky, in the background nebula. Now, as I said, you can if you want to experiment with coordinates mode on a nightscape panorama, you can do that, and that's the example on the right. I haven't done any processing, so that image doesn't look as nice as the one on the left. But you can see it does have the star senses and the annotations. But the spherical projection that's used for mosaic by coordinates creates a lot of distortion, especially on either end. And obviously the horizon isn't level because things are lined up based on celestial coordinates rather than a landscape horizon. You can try both of them if one works better than the other, or if you like the way one works, obviously use what works. In this case, it was a very wide view, 4 panels with a 14 millimeter lens, so it's about 180 degree or more field of view. So that really creates a challenge for assembling the mosaic. So those are the changes in version 2.4. The big change obviously being for Mac, that it eliminates the restarts to protect memory. The trade-off, it does require you to install the new RC Astro command line standalone product, which I showed some instructions for how to do that. There's more information on the RC Astro website explaining that, and of course you can visit PiMagicStudio.com for more information about PiMagic Studio, and be sure to put the PixInsight.PiMagicStudio.com with a trailing slash, I should say, in your repository entry, and you'll automatically update to version 2.4. So with that, if you have any questions, drop those in the comments down below, or send an email or contact to info@PiMagicStudio.com. And with that, I hope you have a great day. Thanks.